maybe you take on G5 first, perhaps. That's probably more dangerous. If so, here, if King G6, you can perhaps take. That causes some problems. If he takes back, you're getting some checks. Still some technical task.
And the king goes to G6. That was it.
Yeah, so he's done that.
More people from South Africa.
Yeah.
What a privilege to watch a world-class chess tournament from here in South Africa. Well, you're most welcome. Also,
maybe he's going to, I'm thinking about this. Maybe now, after King G6, he's going to, they could easily get some position. Rook C6 or something. Maybe come to H7 and you start threatening this pawn, although it's not absolutely clear. Or you check first. Maybe you check first. Maybe checking, so that if you come here, it's suddenly mate, and you drive the king away from
and then you're going after the pawn.
And then you go after the pawn, something like this. Although, at some point, Black will play H4 and try and expose the king to some degree, and try and get a perpetual check. But my gut feeling is it ought to be winning in 100 moves.
So don't go away. The time control, right.
Oh, did I mention getting to the time control at move 60? I was mistaken if I did. Sorry, that's senility. I've got Alzheimer's developing. You know, that's now they're on increment, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Now they're on increments, and they don't have a lot of time, and especially Dmitry Andreikin is under the cosh.
Yeah, so there's no extra time going to be added.
Yeah, but they get their
30 seconds per move that they make.
Yeah. So we've got some more moves. He's played f takes g5 here, and Vlad's got up to leave him to think. He could take with the king, which I don't think is I think he's got to take with the pawn. If he takes with the king, then probably something like rook g7 check, and then he goes rook h7, and he piles up on the h pawn, and I think he'll win first the h pawn and then the f pawn. So I think they will fall like ripe apples. To use the worn cliche.
Yeah, I was thinking of ripe pears, but ripe apples sounds good. Yeah, it sounds good. Yeah.
I mean, just to give some sort of random illustration of that, White just attacks, and the next move is he'll take on h5, and then he'll double his rooks against this one. Yeah. That's if he doesn't have anything better. He's done that. So I think they're going to be dropping off.
Yeah. And Dmitry Andreikin is going to be in permanent time trouble, or rather time pressure in this case.
In fact, what's he going to do against rook h7? against rook h7 maybe has some clever defense, but I don't think so. Hang on a second. King g5. Let me just see. Can he play rook h7 immediately?
That's
He's
what
done
he
it.
did.
He's done
Yep.
it. Yeah. Well, the thing is, he now threatens rook g7 check and rook takes h5 check.
Yep.
And the only defense I can see is that was a quick dash for the bathroom with 10 minutes left on his clock. Is f4.
You're talking about Vladimir, who
Yeah.
Vladimir Kramnik, who
Yeah.
quickly ran
Yeah,
away from the
he's gone f. Yeah, and now after f5, I think rook c6 should be winning, because he then threatens rook g7 mate, and after f4 you start rounding up these guys. Rook.
That's the first one.
Yeah, and you'll take
Yep.
this one, and then you'll come back for the other one.
And once they are gone, you
you go forward and you win in 100 moves.
Mhm.
Or 120 moves.
Yeah. Pretty unpleasant for Dmitry Andreikin. Okay. You never know these days, but here we have Alexander Misurkin. If it's him, greetings from the International Space Station.
Well, if it's true, it's wonderful.
If it's true, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So we're not going to check this.
We have our doubts. We have our severe suspicions on that. But,
Yeah. Thanks, Alexander.
Yeah, he can win a pawn now with a forced sequence. He can just play rook a7, and that picks up a pawn. So I can easily foresee that. So he's given a little check to drive away the king, and now he's going to play rook a7, I think, attacking the queen, and then pick up the pawn on h5 for starters. But Vlad, yesterday on the fishing trip, he was telling me about this guy who's from the International Space Station, who, unfortunately, I don't remember the name, and he is actually a chess player. And Vlad has been to this international. He's put on space suits and been in the centrifuge.
This city, what is it?
The city,
Space City or whatever.
Space. So he's actually done some of this cosmonaut
training or experience.
training. Yeah, that's right. So for kicks. So who knows? Maybe it's genuine. I really. And who cares?
But
we believe it.
Yeah, but that's the interesting thing about chess, that there are so many prominent people in other spheres that take a sincere interest in chess.
No, it's strange. By coincidence, he was mentioning this yesterday.
Yep.
That his time as training as a cosmonaut. Well, he just visited for a day or something.
So here's the answer to this question you had, Nigel.
Yeah.
It's Dale McTavish from Canada.
Yeah.
Lots of people in Canada, but it's a big country.
Yeah.
Just to note that Kramnik won a similar endgame against Leko in their World Championship match in 2004.
That's right.
Kramnik was black and had the 2 rooks, however Leko weakened his f-pawn in that game. So?
Yeah, so mate, I'm not quite senile yet.
No, no one...
Yeah. So I had
no one said
somewhere in my mind that this was... and I think this definitely influenced his choice of prosecution of this advantage.
Yeah.
You know, if he, as I recall, yes, he won, rook and 2 rooks and 3 pawns against queen and 3 pawns, and it was the same technique. You gang up on the pawns, and when you exchange off rook for queen and pawn, then you're entering an endgame, king and pawn endgame with an extra pawn. So you sort of gradually go round and round and round, and it normally, because the queen is such a strong piece, it takes a while to execute these manoeuvres. He's not been in a big hurry in this game, has he? He's just manoeuvring around.
Yep. Venezuela.
Yeah, we've second from Venezuela. Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
Down to 39 seconds.
I think rook a6 check. Is that rook a6 check going to happen now? Looks like rook a6 check to me. And after king e5, just come and take the pawn. Yeah, he's done rook a6 check. That looks as if it's gone. Yeah, he's taken it. So, I think there's no way back here. I mean, his problem is, there's going to be an attack one way. If queen g4, for example, you simply come with rook a5 and you capture the pawn.
Yeah.
And then, as the Greeks say, they say slowly, sira. You grind him down. And,
slowly but surely.
Yeah, you advance your G pawn inexorably. It's one of the most common expressions in Greek, by the way. This slowly. I don't know what that says about the national character.
I don't think you should mention that. I mean, we have so many German spectators.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that isn't going to help because he's going to go. He's just going to take that pawn.
There is no reason not to take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, anything is possible. I mean, even G4 is that a possible move? I wouldn't do that. I would just go and I'd go and take it with the rooks.
Yeah,
and that's what he's done, because you don't want to. I mean, just when you've been playing for whatever it is, 4 3/4 hours, you don't want to open up your king unnecessarily, even if it can't be explained. You don't even want to think about it. Why should I have to give myself an extra calculation there?
Yep.
So we're getting this position, which we can see from the video there, and eventually White is going to have to advance his pawns, or maybe not. Maybe he can somehow deliver checkmate. He may be able to drive his king over to the side and not have to worry about advancing his pawns. I think he may well do that. No, he's done it the other way. He's given a check here.
But in a way, as if he knows full well what his plan is.
And is he going to give him a some squeezing? Yeah, okay, there's Queen C2. And now, is he going to do it all with the... Well, he can go Rook B6 check, but still... Or Rook F6 check, but still he has to be slightly careful. There is a check, and then he can go round. Okay, he's gone Rook B5. Sorry, he's gone check first. I'm sorry. Check, King F6, and he now attacks here. Queen C2 has been played, and I can just see some moves like Rook B6, and then trying to. He's gone Rook H6. It's maybe the same idea. Yeah, Rook H6, and after King G7, he's going to play a Rook over, I don't know, to A6 or something. Black can have a check if he wants, but the King will go back, and there's no perpetual check here because the squares are covered. And then he's going to try and mate him with two rooks, or win a queen.
Yeah, probably Vladimir remembers that on a cold Tuesday afternoon at the Botwinic Kasparov school they worked on this.
Yeah.
And there was a very elementary way to win this.
Yeah, if you don't, you know, you don't advance your... I've done it this way, not even giving him a check. And this is probably even easier. And he's going to play Rook C6 and then either Rook B7 or Rook C7. He's going to drive him back and mate him with two rooks. That's the basic idea. Rook D6 can be played now, covering the D1 square. So I'll just try and explain that. So after Queen C5, I think he can play Rook D6 because check doesn't really... Oh, he's got check again. Sorry, that would be a serious error. So he needs to be slightly more careful. Maybe Rook C6 first. Rook C6 first. And then after, let's say, Queen D5, Rook D6, check, King H2, something like that. He's giving a check. He's going to do him the other way. It's even easier. He's doing it. My technique's rubbish. Absolute rubbish, actually. He's doing it so much better.
They get a new score sheet.
Yeah, but now Rook C6 is going to end the game, I think.
And Dmitry Andreikin looks as if he's no longer enjoying this.
No, I don't think he's been enjoying it for a while.
No.
It is that all he's going to do is what? He's eventually going to get him with Rook G7 and bring his rook over.
Yeah.
and then he'll get him on the back, and he will actually attack. There won't be any square for the queen to go. Is that right? Yeah, that's it. There's no square for that queen to go. His basic plan is, after some move, he'll go here, let's say a pass, and no, I'm talking rubbish. And I'm just wondering, is that...
And there you are, right?
He's got some... it's gone queen f5. He's having a little think.
Mm.
And that's it. He's just doubling, and he's going to get him with his rooks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we
Wolfgang
agree.
Köchler, isn't chess an awesome game, connecting all these wonderful people everywhere on this planet?
Yep.
I think so.
Yep.
Chess is a wonderful game.
And not only on Earth, but even in the
Space station.
in the space station.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Well, this is going to... Well, we'll just see the... Let's not be too presumptuous, but we are assuming that the end is very much nigh.
Yeah.
That's just thinking a little bit, but I'm sure he's got it under control. He's got rook e7. Disturbing, again, his coordination. The king and pawn that'll be it. He's resigned.
And he resigns.
Yeah.
Vladimir Kramnik wins the first game of the final of the 2013 FIDE World Cup.
Yeah.
He had to work a bit for it, but
he won't be bothered by
he won't be bothered. And an impressive piece of work.
It was. It
Yeah.
was good technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while we thought that Dmitry Andreikin again wriggled free and
Yeah.
was even getting good counterplay. But in the end it was Vladimir Kramnik, the force from Russia who scores his first win here.
And no really sort of obvious blunders, were there?
No. That must make it frustrating for
Yeah.
Andreikin. As
I
if
mean,
he ran into a higher force.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
he played very, very, very well, competent, certainly competently for quite a
Yeah.
long period of time. He was
Impressing again.
Yeah, he was doing fine. And then at some moment, just the queen sacrifice was actually a really critical moment in
Yep.
the game. Rook
Yep.
e8, and Vlad went for it, and who knows whether Andreikin could defend. I suspect he could defend, but in a practical game.
Very, very difficult.
Yeah,
And,
he just creates all sorts of practical problems.
yeah. And now,
I mean, we sit here in the studio, and we try not to use the computers. From time to time, we glance, and there are some defences sometimes, but I mean, honestly, it's horrible to try and hold positions
and also,
like this.
let's say, in the kind of ending that we had, then the computer is only of limited help.
Well, that's true, actually.
Yeah.
I believe the assessments were in fact too favourable for Andreikin, and that if you let the computer run and you play out some more moves, the evaluation for black will be dropping.
Yeah.
So this makes it more interesting because now Andreikin has to try something.
Yep.
I mean, he doesn't have to really go crazy tomorrow. He doesn't have to go bananas.
But he'd better play for a win.
Yeah, it's not enough just to shuffle around and exchange off some pieces. Vlad won't have any problem at all in just agreeing to a draw tomorrow, and he'll come back and he'll try and finish off the match in 3 games. And
Andreikin will also know that he cannot wait for this 4th game, because the 3rd game is another black game, and anything can happen there.
Yeah.
And Vladimir Kramnik, he needs 2.5 points to win this final. So he is leading 1-0 now, a big win for the Russian favorite. We hope that he is on his way here, so we can hear his opinion on the game. That would be very interesting, especially all these complications around the queen sacrifice. We know that he left the playing hall and could be here any moment. And I think